I'm always lowering mics. First of all, I'd like to say thank you so much to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for this incredible honor. I know my mom would just be so excited and grateful. And I'd also like to thank my space uncle, Mark Hamill. I adore you beyond belief, and I'm so happy that you were able to speak. I love you so much. And I want to thank all the fans out there for standing in the rain on May the 4th. I adore you. She adored you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The 4th is obviously always with you. Thank you. I love you. Okay. I wrote something on paper because I'm a student D person. Okay. My mom used to say you weren't actually famous until you became a Pez dispenser. Well, people eat candy out of her neck every day. I say you aren't actually famous until you get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Which I guess is kind of weird because people in most places tend to avoid people walking all over them. But in this weird little town, the pinnacle of fame is getting people to walk all over you. My mom is a double whammy, a Pez dispenser and has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame now. Mama, you've made it. Like most kids, I grew up thinking my mom was a little bit, a lot embarrassing. She tried to alter my opinion by showing me this cool movie she was in, Star Wars. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it. I hadn't. She used to love to tell the story that every time she tried to put it on, I would roll my eyes and yell, "It's too loud, Mommy," or fearfully question, "Is that lady in the TV you?" It wasn't until middle school that I decided to watch it on my own accord. Not because I suddenly developed a keen interest in 70s sci-fi, but because boys started coming up to me and telling me they fantasized about my mom. You know what I'm saying. My mom, the embarrassing lady that wore glitter makeup like it was lotion and didn't wear a bra to support her much support needed double Ds? They couldn't be talking about her. So I went home to investigate who this person was they were talking about. I finally watched the movie I had forever considered too loud and finally figured out what all the fuss was about the lady in the TV. I wanted to hate it so I could tell her how lame she was. Like any kid, I didn't want my mom to be hot or cool. She was my mom. But that day, staring at the screen, I realized no one is or will ever be as hot or as cool as Princess Leia. Later that year, I went to Comic-Con with my mom. It was the first time I realized how widespread and deep people's love for Leia was, even after so many years. It was surreal. People of all ages from all over the world were dressed up like my mom, the lady who sang me to sleep at night and held me when I was scared. Watching the amount of joy it brought to people when she hugged them or threw glitter at them, sorry about that, was incredible to witness. People waited in line for hours just to meet her. People had tattoos of her. People named their children after her. People had stories of how she saved their lives. It was a side of my mom I had never seen before, and it was magical. I realized then that Leia is more than just a character. She's a feeling. She is strength. She is grace. She is wit. She is femininity at its finest. She knows what she wants, and she gets it. She doesn't need anyone to rescue her because she rescues herself and even rescues the rescuers. And no one could have played her like my mother. My mom died 6.5 years ago, and ever since I have fallen deeply in love with Leia and the entire Star Wars universe. I've gone from little girl unwilling to even watch Star Wars to obsessive Star Wars fan. If you haven't noticed, I'm literally wearing a Princess Leia dress. I sob when I watch The Mandalorian. I have a lightsaber lamp in my living room, X-Wing tiles in my bathroom, and I buy every single piece of Leia merch I Leia my eyes on. Sorry, I had to. And I have now passed the torch, or in this case, lightsaber, onto my two children, Kingston and Jackson. I feel so lucky that even though they won't get to meet my mom, they will get to know a piece of her through Leia. And I will get to tell them that the little lady in the TV is my mombi, their grandmombi. Leia has become like a family heirloom, and not just for my family. I'm not unique. I went to Star Wars Celebration last year and saw mothers and daughters and even grandmothers were still dressed up like Leia, even though my mom wasn't there. And I got to talk to hundreds of people about how much my mom meant to them. People's love for Leia didn't die with my mom. It continues to get passed on from generation to generation, just like my mom passed it on to me, and I am now passing it on to my children, and hopefully they will pass it on to theirs. Playing the iconic Princess Leia would be more than enough on its own, but my mom isn't just Princess Leia. She is Carrie Fisher. She was an incredible actress who infused her wit and strength into every character she played, from her first role at only 16 years old in Shampoo to her last role in Catastrophe. She was a closeted quadruple threat. She could sing, she could dance, she could act, and she was an absolutely beyond brilliant writer. From her text to her Twitter, to the notes she wrote me to get out of school, to her scripts, to the 7 books she wrote, I have never known anyone wittier. She said it best in one of her legendary tweets. I'm not only doing my best, I'm doing a bunch of yours as well. I wish there was a little book icon for these Hollywood Walk of Fame stars that I could put next to her film one. Her books and candor about her mental illness and drug abuse have inspired people all over the world to speak more openly about their struggles. It's one of the things about her I'm most proud of. One of my favorite quotes of hers is, "Take your broken heart and make it into art." And she did just that. And I hope to pass that torch, or in this case, lightsaber of wisdom, onto the next generation of fans. Take your broken heart and make it into art. My mom was glitter. She covered her world in it both literally and metaphorically. She left a mark of her sparkle on everyone she met. I'd like to thank all the fans for being here again. Yay, it's sunny now. At least it's a little better. And all of my friends and family who came out today to celebrate my mom. And especially to Kathy Kennedy and Bob Iger and the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce for making my mom a double whammy. I can't wait to bring my kids here when they're old enough to understand how cool it is. And finally, thank you to the fans again for loving her like I do. Congratulations, Mom.